that are supposed to be happening, hello, everywhere. Um, and they are horrific. They can have a very horrific impact upon your life. If you are out traveling and you got winter storm warnings, winter storm advisories, blizzard-like warnings, if you're in your car and all of a sudden, the snow is just blizzard-like conditions coming down and you're stuck in there and somebody has an accident, you're going to be in trouble. You'll be in a whole lot of trouble because you're probably going to be stranded. And if you're not prepared when that happens, you all, it's going to make it very unbearable. Okay, that's even life-threatening. I would encourage everybody, if you've got these winter storm warnings, these blizzards that are happening, that are supposed to be coming, and you got to travel to and from work, I really encourage you, put some blankets in your car, put some extra food in your car, maybe some water that may not freeze. If you got a thermos, put some water in a thermos or something. You all take care of yourself. And if you're traveling with your children, please make sure you got extra blankets for them too. Okay, you want to do that, you all, because this ain't no game. This weather is literally out of control, is what it is. It's totally out of control. And, I saw a video of my friend Deb. She's a moderator on here. She was walking outside, I think she's up in New York. The snow was practically up to her knees in New York where she was at. We haven't had a snow like that here. We've got a light dusting, maybe probably 2 inches, but, further down south, like in Kentucky, they got warnings. So they're going to have like blizzard-like conditions, I think. So the people down there, they're probably going to have to go to the store, get whatever they need before that thing takes effect. Okay. And, it's like that's all there is in the headline. Horrific storms, winter storm, monster storms, gargantuan storms, life-threatening storms, all of that. It's sensational headlines. And that I don't think they're even, they're not downplaying it. It literally does. It will affect your life. All of these storms, especially if you have to travel to and fro. Not very many people have the opportunity to have a work-at-home job. If you're behind a computer, certainly you can work at home. But if you have to go out and do a physical job and you have to get on that road, please be prepared. Get a bug-out bag, get an extra sleeping bag and blankets in your car and some food, because you never know what will happen. When you have these big old pile-ups from winter storms that just come out of nowhere and the wind is blowing and it's like a blizzard-like conditions and you can't see, that is going to be ripe conditions for accidents. It is. So it's nothing to take lightly. It isn't. Thank you all for joining in. And good morning. Fill up the bathtubs, yeah, because you know what? Especially if there's freezing rain, I think all it takes is like a 1/2 inch of ice or a 1/4 of an inch to bring down power lines. So freezing ice don't only affect the road conditions, it affects the power lines. It does. It can bring power lines down is what it can do. And then if you have like strong winds with that, boom, it can knock the poles down too. And it might be a long time before people can get out there with their trucks to repair all the damage that has been done. Yeah. Well, we know that a long time ago, they supposed to had agreed not to use weather as a weapon, okay? Because they do have the technology. They have the technology to do that, you all. Yeah, the house pipes as well. You all, let me flip this around so you can see. It's really nice out right now. We don't have a bad snow. This ain't snow that you could swim in, snowboard in, but yeah. Candles, yes, got to get some candles, and you better have a means to light them. And, I saw this one thing. This woman, their power went out in their house, and she had little children, and she wanted to keep them warm. So she had a tent. They had like a dome-like tent. She put it over their bed, and she put their blankets in there. She put their blankets over their bed and their sleeping bags, and they slept inside there, and they were able to keep a lot more warm. They could keep warmer like that. So that's an idea, because it does trap your heat. It'll trap your heat if you have like something like that for your children. I thought, wow, that's a wonderful idea. It is. It's an excellent idea to try to keep warm. Yeah. Gina, do you what? Gina, girl, you do you. Oh, you do you. Yes, I'm going to do me. Yes, absolutely. Solar lights are good. I wonder if you can get solar lights when the sky is white like this, is what I wonder. I'm not sure if you can. I'm not sure if you can. Burbo sending, yes, hello. Indoor camping. That's exactly what it is. It is, but then you have to find a means to like heat your food up and stuff like that too. I'm going to stay warm where I'm at. I'm not going to, we're not supposed to get much snow. But you know what? You see my nose is red because it's kind of cold out here. Kind of cold out here. To put my hat down a little bit more, but it's okay. Yeah, we're supposed to get really, our temperatures are going to get into single digit. But it's okay. We got some firewood and stuff, and we've got a lot of warm blankets. Yeah, you might want to wash your blankets while you can. You might have some blankets that don't smell a little musty or anything like that. Yeah. I'm trying to fix this thing. I hope you all can hear me. The little tea lights, yes. I've got several of those, maybe a couple packs of them. They're nice to have. They are on hand. You want to make sure you have a manual can opener if you have to open up cans. This is what's really, really interesting. Have you noticed when you went to the store lately, a lot of the canned products, they have the pull top lids on them where you just pull the lids off. And I thought, why would they make it like that? Really, you had to ask yourself, why would they make it to where you could pull the tops off the can, make it easier for people? I wonder if they're trying to tell us something. I really do. Are they trying to tell us something about that? About, hey, you know, you might make it easier for the people. Good morning, the winter storms. Yes, they are. Techno hippie. You got to feed your birds. Yeah, my husband comes out here and we have 2 bird feeders for the birds and they love it. The squirrels love it too, and it attracts other animals, but that's, yeah. You're wearing the same camo and coat. That's wonderful. This is I've got another set, but it's a real cold weather one. I haven't yet to wear it because I haven't felt the need. But I thought, you know what, if it got really cold, I could wear that other set. And yeah, I tried to make sure, it's just me, even when my children were little, my family, I've always tried to make sure they had clothes for every type of weather because I didn't want them to, you know, be unprepared. And I'm sure you do too. If you have small children or your family, you want to take care of your family because you feel that's your responsibility. As a woman, you want to take care of them to the best that you can. You want to make sure they're clothed. You want to make sure they got food to eat. You want to make sure that you got shelter and all of that stuff. Just everybody to be taken care of. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's wonderful. It's a good thing to do. You got a bag of bird seeds for the birds. Ah, yeah. You know, they need to eat too. They really do. Yeah. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, it's cold. Oh my goodness, you all, and let's say this too. If you're freezing, okay, if you're having a hard time keeping your feet warm, you know, and if you've got rice, like cooking rice at your house or like dry beans or stuff, and you got an old sock that's kind of long, like I don't know what they call those tube socks, you put that in there, okay? You put that in there, fill it up maybe halfway or so, and tie it together or put a rubber band around it or a string and heat that up in the microwave, probably for around I don't know, 2 minutes or so, and just check it and move it around. It's going to keep your feet warm, okay? And when it starts getting, when your feet are, when you feel, oh, well, the rice sock or the bean sock or whatever is not too warm, just go pop it back in there a little bit more. Don't put it in there too long because you'll burn yourself, but it's good to even hold on your hands, hold in your lap. It's going to keep you warm. It's going to keep your children warm. If they're freezing, it is going to. It's going to keep them warm if you have the ability to heat up something like that. I just, please just be careful, you yeah. Whoo! Your hummingbirds, yeah, that's so sad. I often wonder, how do the birds keep warm at night in the freezing temperatures? Where do they go? Can they keep warm enough in in their nest and stuff. That's what I wonder about them. Um, yes, warm pajamas. That's right, and some nice socks. And if you don't got gloves, you can have some nice thick socks on your hands to keep your hands warm. Yeah, I know in our woodshed over here, we got this woodshed. I know inside there that sometimes the birds, well, they'll make their little nests inside of there to try to keep warm. And of course, mice do too. Yeah, New Hampshire. Well, thank you. Yeah, natural what? You got there's a natural gas leak, Philo Bobcat. Oh wow, you're 47 degrees in Kansas today? Oh wow, bad boy channel. And the truckers will be in Canada. That's great. That's great. Um, oh, you're so very welcome. You're welcome, you all. Sunny California. That's wonderful. Um, let me see. Yeah, my house, I don't have natural gas where I'm at. I do have a couple like gas grill propane tanks to cook some food on in the summertime, but I don't have no natural gas. And I thought, do I really want natural gas? That's what I thought to myself. If when, or propane gas or whatever that is, if when the Nibiru system comes in and there's supposed to be fireballs, can you imagine if you have a great big gas tank, natural gas tank or whatever it is that they fill, and those fireballs come down, up you go, just like that. That's what I thought. I thought, no, I don't want that close to my house because that would be a massive accident. It really would. 500 miles over water to their summer home. Oh, yes. You are watching from the Philippines. Hello, Mercy, Lim. Yeah, hello, everyone. It's a tad bit cold out here, but you can see we got a little bit of snow. I want to say this. I want to jump the subject, just only this much right here. Have you ever, this is the first time it's ever happened to me. Have you ever, you can sense energy in your body. You can feel another person's energy. But have you ever heard their energy with your senses? Okay, I heard energy last night. I did. I was asleep, and all of a sudden I heard what sounded like an engine revving. You know when you want to get in your car and it's cold and you're revving your engine over and over, trying to keep it running or something like that. I heard a constant revving of an engine. And I thought, who is that? Okay, that's what I thought. Who is that? And then I tried to go back to sleep, and then I tried to turn the heater on to drown out that engine, the revving of an engine sound. And then I could still hear it. I got up, I looked out the window, I couldn't see anything, nothing, nowhere around. And then I just laid there, and all of a sudden it stopped. It stopped just like that. Hearing the energy, that is a person's energy from them. And they don't even have to be present, but you can pick up on it. That's the first time ever. And I'm thinking, wow, I think I like this. I like hearing someone's energy too. But it was, I thought, oh, my gosh. Yeah, I love it. I like the increase of sensitivity in that area. I do. Yeah. Yeah, like a ringing has turned into engine. Wow, that's interesting. I hear the birds chirping out here. Farmer Honey, I'm not surprised, but they're not going to be giving out notifications for this channel. They've taken me down to when I don't do a video, taken me down to like maybe 300 views an hour on this channel of 106,000. It's okay. It really is okay in the big scope of life. So I'm not surprised at all. But it's okay. It is. I'm still here, and you're still here, so that's great. You'll get to see, if you're meant to see a video that I've done, you'll see it. I promise you, you will see it. If it's meant for you to see something that I've shared, you'll see it. It'll make its way to you. Yeah, and it's all right. In the Canary Islands, hello, Miami. Did I get the feeling that you got hugs, but there wasn't nobody around? I don't know if I've ever sensed that. I know when my dad passed, he passed on the one side of the house in his sleep back in, I think, it was 9 years ago this month. And in the middle of the night, it was a few years after he had passed. Actually, it was around a few years ago. I heard radio in the house. It wake me up. You turn on all of a sudden. It was like an old-fashioned radio. You know how you turn the dial? My husband said he had heard it too at times when he was downstairs. And my mother, when she lived here, she would hear a radio come on too. But I hadn't heard it personally, and one night I heard it. And it happened in the morning time, and I had already woke up early in the morning having coffee, and I went back to follow the sound of the noise. It was in my bedroom. The radio station was some old song about saying, "I'll always love you," and something like this. A very old song. I never heard it before, but the words were beautiful. And I thought, okay, that's it. So I got my rods out. You know, that you can find water with. You can also sense energy, you know, the water things. And I wanted to know where that energy was coming from. So I followed it all the way over to the other side of the house, which was this addition right here that was added on. I followed it all the way over there, and it pinpointed right where that bed used to be where my dad passed. And that's where the energy was coming from. And I said that, so I actually spoke into the spiritual realm. I wasn't afraid or nothing. I said, you know, it's okay. I told my dad, if he was listening, that we're okay. I'm okay. Mom's okay. We're happy. We're all happy now, and you can go. Please, you can go. And the light started blinking in the bathroom over there. And then I told him I loved him. I did. And we miss him, but he can go now. It's okay. We are okay. I think his spirit or something was like hanging around trying to still make sure that we're okay. And then after that, no other sound at all. Now this may turn people off, and that's fine. That ain't for you, okay? But I don't have a problem if I sense something to do that, okay? It's perfectly fine for me. But if it's not fine for you, then that's fine. In the big scope of life, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Yeah, good morning, everyone. Oh, you watched him ascend into heaven. Have you ever wondered when people were laying in bed? I've seen my dad do it several times. He got to the point when he only had, you know, a few weeks left to live. He would lay in that hospital bed thing that they brought to the house with a little lift on him. And all of a sudden, he just stared straight out in space, and he saw his family, his brothers and his sisters that had went on. He just sat there and he just saw them. How is it that when you reach that point of death, that you can see the veil is away and you can see into that other realm? How is that? He saw it, and he was talking. He told us what he was seeing. I thought, wow, see, this life right here, it's just in a blink of an eye, we'll be out of this life into the other life. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It really isn't, because death is not the end. The death of this body is not the end, you all. It's a new beginning. Your spirit's going. It's going. It's going to live on. Your soul is going to live on. So yes, good morning. We got snow, and I'm supposed to be talking about the weather and not talking about things of a paranormal nature, or, you know, a near-death experience. But it is real. Lots of people have experienced it. Lots of people have seen it. And lots of people have heard about it. All of it. Wow, your dogs howled when your grandmother passed. Yeah. Oh, you're working on getting a place, and you feel you're getting better always, where when somebody passes, you celebrate, no grief. That's wonderful, Michael. It is, because, you know, we're taught you're going to grieve. You're going to grieve, and it's okay to grieve. It is. It's okay to be sad because you know that's a part of you that's gone. It's a part of you that is no longer there. Um, and it's okay. You can't. It's a natural human emotion to feel sad and cry because you know it's hurtful. You no longer have your loved one with you. Um, and people mourn and grieve for different lengths of time. Okay, and some people are able to accept it uh, in their own way and able to move beyond it quickly and just continue with their life. Yeah. But there's no need to fear death. There really isn't. Now, it might be easy for me to say if I'm sitting there watching my child, you know, dying and my heart breaking in two, it's another story. It is. So we all deal with things differently based on, you know, our situation and just on the inside who we are. It's sad regardless, okay? It's sad when you lose somebody. But if you experience them looking and they're seeing their family who've passed on before, and they're talking and they're not sad. They're not sad at all. Um, that's a good feeling. It is. If you can bring yourself to that point within your mind. Oh my goodness. Whoo, you all. Yes, we do. I do believe we do have a soul contract. I was listening to this gentleman speaking yesterday about the soul when you come here to earth um, and you forget um, you know what it was like on the other side because it's a totally new experience. It's like your mind is completely wiped away, but yet you have these connections on earth. You do. You have these connections on earth. You see something and you read something that's like touches your soul. It reminds you of, you know, who you are on the inside when your soul is truly touched within the depths. Uh, when you find the beauty in things and certain phrases or something like that, or you meet people where you never met them before, but you have that connection. You immediately have that connection inside here. I think it's wonderful. It really is. It's unexplainable to the human mind, but to the spiritual mind, it's not unexplainable. Yeah. My nose is cold. Uh, my fingertips are cold. But the rest of my body feels great. The rest of my body feels great. I feel great. I do. I really do. I feel great. I'll go in by the stove and I warm myself up. Is what I'll do. A deja vu. That's right. A deja vu. You all. But yeah, you are not alone. That's right. We're never alone. Oh, a grand rising to you. Cold, fresh air. You know what's strange? At times when it's cold out, I have, when it's cold out, want to drink nothing but really icy cold water. Ah, you are so welcome. Mm. I am going to have to be going because my fingers are kind of getting a little bit cold right now. 40 degrees in Perth, Australia. You all please be safe and take take heed. Oopsie, my battery died. Yeah, I mean it's almost dead. You all pay attention to what they're saying because it is road conditions can get horrible in an instant. If you got to travel to your work or to the store, please, even if it's a few miles away, make sure you have some blankets in your vehicle and some warm clothes, maybe some food. And for your children, don't just think of yourself when you go outside. You know, oftentimes people go into the store, they got a jacket on them, they got warm clothes, but their child doesn't. Their child doesn't. Their child is sitting there not dressed warm, but they themselves, they dress perfectly warm, where they have their children not. Don't do that to your kids. That's not nice. If you're one of the people who do that, don't take care of yourself and leave your child half dressed, okay? Don't do that. You think of others also, is what I'd like to say, because I've seen that so many times. Children half dressed while the parent is all dressed. Yeah. Yes, good night in India. I am going to go. You all please have some blankets in your car, some extra food, clothes, and I don't know, if you got to go to the bathroom, you better figure that out too. You better be thinking ahead of time, because you're going to be stuck in that vehicle and you can't get out of that vehicle and you got to go to the bathroom. You better have a backup plan for that too. You better. Oh my goodness gracious, yeah. I'm going to go, you all, and thank you for tuning in. Just, yeah, don't, this is serious what's happening, because this weather is getting stranger by the day, and it literally is life altering to some. It truly is. And it's going to affect you if you're, I got 10% remaining in my battery. I got to go. I've got to go. Yes. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.